Hello everyone and welcome to my channel MiTutorials. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about 4 new features which Excel has added in the year 2023. So let's get started with this tutorial. So first feature that I'm going to talk about is data from picture. Now let's say you came across a picture on the web and you want to sort of replicate the same thing or have a table created in your Excel file. So instead of manually typing in all the information that you want, what now you can do is you can simply right click the image, click on copy image, come back to your Excel sheet, go to the data tab and then select the option from picture. And then this has two options. One is you can provide a picture from file which is saved on your desktop, and then the other option is picture from clipboard. So we've just copied our picture from web to our clipboard, so you can simply click on picture from clipboard and this is now analyzing our image to create a table. Now that it has analyzed the image, it has created this particular table here, and there are two options. One is we can directly insert data into a table, and the second option is for us to review the data. So let's click on review and see what happens. If you are okay with it, you can click on accept. Then this is Europe. It's being highlighted over here because it is not really part of the table. I'm going to simply click on accept here, and then another row is highlighted over here. I'm okay with these as well. Netherlands, I'm okay with these as well. Iceland and Ireland, Italy. All of these rows are okay and there are no issues that I have found, and then I'm going to click on accept, and now I can click on insert data. So when you click on insert data, this gives you a warning saying that you are responsible for validating the accuracy of all the data. Since Excel is using AI to sort of convert the data from picture into a table, it is just giving you a warning saying that you are responsible for validating the information, so that you don't blame AI for any of the issues caused by this particular algorithm. So now I'm going to click on insert data, and then it has created a table for me over here. Let's give it a header over here just like this, and now I have a new table created without me having to write any or type in any information manually. So let's look at the second feature that we will be learning today. So this is about creating recommended pivot tables. Now if you go to the insert tab, there are two options over here. One is your regular pivot table that you create, and the second is you see something called as recommended pivot tables. So let's click on recommended pivot tables. So when you do that, Excel will automatically suggest you different sort of pivot tables here for you to look at and automatically create that as well. So the first table that you see over here is count of order ID by region. That is not something that I want as of now. The next table here is sum of sales by region. Probably I might need this. The next table that I have is count of order ID by category. And then I have a few more tables that are added over here. So let's look at another table over here which says sum of sales by subcategory. Now let's say that this is something that I want to begin with. I'm going to click on OK. And this has now created a new table for me. So this has now automatically created a pivot table which has category, subcategory information on the rows and sum of sales in the values. So this is a great feature to have, especially for someone who is just beginning to learn pivot table and they want to get started by using the recommended pivot table option. Now let's look at the third feature for today. Excel has introduced a new function called as wrap rows. So let's see what this particular function does. Now I have some subcategory information over here. So let me use the wrap function over here. So there are two functions which Excel has added. One is wrap columns and second is wrap rows. So let's go through both of them and see what they do. So I'm going to go with wrap columns, and then it's the first argument over here is to enter the vector, and my data set is over here. I'm going to just select the data over here, and then it's asking us to enter wrap count. Let's enter 2 for now. And then my third argument is pad width. I'm going to leave it blank for now. I'm going to close the bracket and press enter. Since we entered 2 over here in the wrap count, Excel has created 2 rows over here and distributed it evenly. Since we have an odd number of subcategories over here, which is 11, Excel was not able to populate this one and it says NA. And if you want to replace this NA with any other value, let's say you want to replace that with blank, this is where pad width comes into play. I can simply enter blank over here and press enter. You see that column is now appearing blank. Now if you want to change that to, let's say, hyphen, you can do that by simply entering the value over here, and this particular value over here will remain hyphen. Let's look at another example where I change the wrap count here to 1. What happens? That's when, so all of my data is available in different columns over here. And now you can play around with this based on your requirement. You can change this to appear in as many rows as you want, and Excel will divide this equally. Now, just like how we looked at the wrap column, there's another function which is wrap rows. So let's look at that. I'm going to select the vector over here, comma, I'm going to say wrap count 2, and pad width, I'm going to just leave it blank for now. So this has now created 2 columns and the number of rows here to equally divide. So if you change this to 1 over here, this will just create 1 column over here. But if you enter 4 over here, Excel will now create 4 different columns and 3 rows over here to divide the data equally. Let's look at the fourth and the last feature for today. Now, we have struggled for ages to be able to custom sort the categories here. Let's say if you want to move the category here into the second place, eggs, meat and fish, I want this to appear in the second place instead of food and grains. Earlier we have to right click and move this to beginning, and then right click over here and then come down and say egg, fish down. That's where we would be able to bring this to the second place. Now what Excel has done is it has added a new feature which will let you custom sort by just dragging and dropping it. When you hover over the row over here, you will see the icon changing to this particular icon. What you can do is simply hold and drag this to the position that you want, and now you will be able to finally move the category by just dragging it to the desired location. So these were the 4 new features that I wanted to teach you in this particular tutorial. So that's it guys, in this particular tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You learned something new today. Please consider subscribing to my channel for more such tutorials.